Ahem. Ahem. Ha 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 ham. Hey, what's up? How you doing? How's it going? How are you? How are things? Are they good? That's awesome. I'm glad they're good. That makes me happy to hear. Oh, you're popping in to watch me stream? Oh, wow. That's so nice of you. That's so kind. I really appreciate you stopping in to watch. Now that you're here, you can't actually ever leave, so I hope you get used to it. Uh, because that's a new rule. Sorry. It's actually a new Twitch policy. It's not really my rule. It's more kind of Twitch in general. So it's just how the cookie crumbles. But welcome on in. It is a Tuesday, I believe. Hold on. I'm trying to organize all these cables and shit on my desk. It's a fucking mess. It's just a lot of shit everywhere, all these it's not that bad, but it could be better. My desk is only so big, you know what I mean? There's only so much I can do here. All right, everybody. It's a Tuesday, I think. Yeah, it's a Tuesday. The holiday threw me off. Last time I checked, it was Tuesday. September 5th. It's Lightning McQueen Day, if you didn't know that. So it is a national holiday. In fact, we should have had 2 days off, Labor Day and Lightning McQueen Day. Not really sure why they didn't give us that one off. I don't know. I got to talk to someone about that. I think I'm going to write my congressman or something, because something has to be done about that. But anyways, it's a little after 7 here. I'm about to start a new game called Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. I've been wanting to play this game for a long ass fucking time. And always kind of had it put on the back burner because of whatever. I played something else, I was doing something else. But, there's a first time for everything, and today is the time where it's the first one for this time. You feel me? That made sense? I hope it did. I think it did. So we're gonna go ahead and just get right the fuck into it. We're gonna just hop in. First, I'm not gonna forget to log in to the thing I use for all the redeems and shit, because I forgot to do that. So I'm doing that right now, and I'm in. We're all good. That makes everyone happy. Everyone is chilling and feeling good. All right, so I'm gonna open this game up, and we're gonna turn off this image because the game just like straight up got right into it. There was no start menu. It just threw you right into the game. So I was like, whoa, we can't miss a single second. We gotta capture everything. God damn it. So yeah, we're gonna capture every moment. It's gonna be great. Here it is. Here's the start of the game. Man folding cards.
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
Well, we only have one option. Let's go to the house. Oh wait, do I have to click?
You walk toward the
Oh,
house,
it's not a controller
hearing
option.
the sounds
Well, that's
of
fine.
laughter and talk as you reach the door
I don't really
and
need
push
that, I
it
guess.
open.
All right. There's people talking. We're having a good time. We're coming in. We're opening the door. Hey, it's me. What's up? I'm home. Don't give me that look. I'm just coming here to chill. Coming here to hang out.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
Well, neither
The
am I.
lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches. The man
Alright.
in gray across from you, though, he's good.
It's good.
He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him.
Let's keep playing, baby.
One by one, the other
What's this I
players
do?
leave the table,
Nothing.
sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Go talk to the gray man. The gray man.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand,
I'm all in, baby. I'm in. Let's go.
he deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Nothing can beat me. I hope he pulls out a gun and like shoots me. That'd be
But
kind
the
of
man
funny.
in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
Oh, damn.
The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
You have my word, or check the cards. Let's check our cards.
Yep. 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades.
Just gonna pull some magic. Take
The
my
man in
cards.
gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Show him, baby. Show me what you got. Oh, damn. We're getting a little weird here. Oh, he's gonna set me on fire. Oh, just kidding. You know, you really shouldn't play with a match. It's not very safe.
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor.
No. How about that?
You
Yesterday
see,
was
this
Labor Day,
land
dude.
is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie.
Alright. I keep forgetting how to click.
All the stories
No
and
controller,
songs
get
and
this out of my
myths and
face.
legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
I'm on that Johnny Appleseed shit, baby.
Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling.
Alright.
The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story.
Alright.
The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
I would say so. I agree with that.
Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Alright, so once I was at, I think Kmart, and you know how in the clothing section they have like a circular rack with all the t-shirts on hangers? Well, I used to hide in that, and once I knocked the whole thing over, and my mom she wasn't too happy. The employee, bless her soul, took it well. I'm sure they wanted to kill my ass. Probably both them and my mom probably wanted to kill me. I made it out though. I made it out alive. Is that good? Was that a good story? Let's see. What options do I have? Travel, justice, choice, morality. The world's heaven, desires, fulfilled wishes come true. Wheel of fortune, fortune, fate, luck. The tower, death, change, endings, moving on. Let's talk about travel. Tell the story of the northbound train blinking its giant eye as it crawls through the night. Well, let's look at all of these. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading to only more doors. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table. They come up snake eyes and wink at you. Oh. Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. I kind of like travel. This sounds like a classic. Everyone likes a story about a train. You know what I mean?
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them.
Okay.
People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
Did you not like that story then, punk? I thought that was a good one. We were told that. Tell the story about death. The city filled with desiccated corpses. You tell the story of Black and Gray City. That doesn't show for very long.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain.
Oh, he's taking away my skin. You're not
Hunger,
allowed.
weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told. And death, yes.
I was feeling despair in that
But don't
Kmart.
worry.
That's for sure.
As long as your task remains, you come back.
Alright. Oh, am I gonna go through all of these then? That's what it sounds like. Let's do the Snake Eyes one.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty.
Yeah.
Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard. But I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people.
Okay.
Not many who can do that.
What about Justice? Endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors. I'll tell you that story. That's a good one.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy?
The Kmart story is probably a tragedy.
Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
Alright. He's telling me all the tips. Parting with a cloud of fog to really reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty.
Your deepest desires? Your greatest wish? Heaven? Big Rock Candy Mountain?
Yeah, Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Eldorado, the Promised Land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
Yeah, I heard that song.
Well,
Can't
I
eat.
don't know where that is.
Why not?
It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet.
Alright.
They're all searching for the same thing. Go on your way, Seeker. Maybe we'll meet
Seeker.
again. Maybe not. Either
Maybe.
way, it'll be an experience for you.
Okay.
I'm jealous in some ways.
You can come along.
I
You
hope
join.
you find what you're looking for.
Me too. Alright, I'll see you. Bye. Oh, yeehaw. Where are we going? Hold on. I gotta move this. The melody in this song, low-key, sounds like Grease. Can I'm just curious about... Can you not use a controller here? I guess not. It's only, That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna walk in a circle. Where are we? Oh, we're in the US. Canada's over there. Can we go to this lake? Drink some water? Oh, we're walking through the lake. I like how they did the world here. That's where he came from. Let's go to the... Oh, let's go to this little house. Search.
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
Strange.
The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Sure. Hell yeah.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls?
No, I'm just giving him a smoke.
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
Guess I'll move on. The women arrested for bootlegging. Nice. It's pretty cool. I like this. I'm just walking. That was a hard shit. Oh. I can whistle? I wonder if I can go to Canada later. I don't know. I'm gonna walk over here. You can whistle. I like that. I like whistling. So what's this story?
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
I'm gonna say hi.
The shape gives a start. Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here, it says in a small voice.
Why not?
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore, but I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
I won't tell.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere.
Boy ran away from his father. I'm keeping the secret, you know. I don't know what that kid's been through. Portland. Let's go over here first. New Hampshire. Is there anything at this farm? So we're basically in New England. I guess I'll walk over to Portland here. Oh. We're coming, Portland. I'm almost there. I've arrived. Let's search.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
I'm gonna ask why.
Just when the fishing is going to be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess.
Maria, what?
Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, That means enough fish to keep it in place.
That's good. What's this little story?
A woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. The confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
Ask
To
around.
question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit.
If she takes off the scarf,
You
her
decide
head
to
will fall
seek
off.
a second opinion. You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Let's keep
A
asking around.
longshoreman watches stevedores load up a crane. Yellow ribbon? That woman's dead. Ghost dead. Buddies of mine, they've seen her all over the Atlantic for decades now.
Interesting. Oh, I can do, let's look at the controls. Hitchhike? You can hitchhike? You can whistle? Interesting. What is H? It said help. Oh, I can see on my... Oh. Okay. What? Well, then the... Hold on. Can I... It was saying, like, RB as if I could move with the controller. I don't know.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
Let's go up the stairs. Find Robert
At the top
Pattinson.
of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light sees it beneath the door.
Put your ear to the door.
Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough. Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door. Another man. This one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead.
I'm really glad I don't have to read all this. That's awesome. We're gonna wait.
After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Alright.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Alright, I'm coming in.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Been here long, or it must be lonely up here? It must be lonely up here.
Oh, we manage. The tall one sits on the sofa, casually wrapping an arm around the other lighthouse keeper. The quiet suits us just fine. He needs his quiet time. He's a writer. The tall one grunts. I dabble, but you must have some good stories from the road.
I got a few.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes?
Cakes.
There
Ooh.
might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
Dude, hell yeah. I want to hang out with the lighthouse people. They seemed like they were in love, if you know what I mean. They were banging up there. Oh, let's ride this guy's car. Can I talk in the car? Oh, we're going to Boston. Yeah, let's check the Boston. Actually, can I get out here? Oh, it just takes you right to Boston. Is this Salem? Maybe it is. It seems tiny.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
Old man fight. It's going down.
The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
32 years. Wow. Oh, wow.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
Yeah, let's get out of the road first.
As you usher them onto the sidewalk, the driver says,
Joe, I thought you were dead.
the rider freezes.
Joe?
He blurts.
I'm not Joe.
The two men stare at one another, each slowly recognizing something alien in their mistaken brother's face.
That's pretty funny. We're like that. Let's go to Boston. Red brick, green trees, blue sky. In this weather, Boston is beautiful. That is, until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost among the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. Can I only do one thing here? Earn money. Let's look for work. Doors close in your face one by one, like giant dominoes. Boom, boom, boom. Bad luck today, or is it something else? It's attempt pleasantries. Hello, friend. I'm up for anything. Super flexible, real stiff starter. My, this place looks nice. Boom. Yikes. That one was even more emphatic than the others. Move on. Damn. Explore.
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
Let's hail the taxi cab, because I haven't got anything with that moon icon yet.
Compelled by the cold and foreboding night, you don't question it as you drag your bones into the cab. But you realize immediately how strange the vehicle is. It's a sleek thing, like a shallow parabola gliding over the street.
Parabola. It's a fun word.
Where to? He asks. You have to stop and think. Eventually, you name Boston Common,
I like
the
Boston
only
Common. It's a
landmark
fun
you
place.
know
It's
in
chill.
this town. He peels off silently. You feel the car move before you hear the engine.
Let's look at the window.
He takes you through ever odder streets,
Odder
flanked by
streets.
painfully clean, gleaming buildings. and signage for businesses you don't recognize. Even the air seems different. It doesn't smell so sharply of gasoline and coal. Eventually, you come to a stop. The fare's in glowing numbers above his dashboard. It's much too high. Surely a mistake. No charge, he insists. You look like you need a break. And then you find yourself on the curb at Boston Common, under thick moonlight, in a city much as you'd left it before.
Where did we drive to? That's pretty cool. Train station. I don't have money for that. The store. I don't have money for that either. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. Am I gonna like die? How's my hunger doing? Stories? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Alright, let's keep, Is there anything else in Massachusetts? Let's go over here. Oh, wait. What's this? Camp. Quinn.
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is.
I'm very respectful.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
You can call me, Ronald.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
What up?
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up.
The town was fat. Hell yeah.
Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Thrilling. Here are all the stories you collected so far. They're organized by subject, because the boss likes the tarot cards. This is the subject of each story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they will tell you something from their own life relating to the subject of love. Poor things. As the night goes on, the icon will move left to right. When it reaches the right side, the night is over, and so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next so you can find them again. Okay. If you tell them the type of stories they request, you'll gain their trust, and the eye will open. When it opens fully, the next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. They'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around, get to know them. Alright, you want something about the future? Right? That's what he wanted? Do I have any stories? I guess that was it, right? I'm gonna tell him about the seagulls. I feel like the story about the...
I don't get too much out of tales that are so cheerful. Not enough excitement for me.
Not enough excitement. Kid, what do you
What's
mean?
my future look like?
Yeah, tell me.
I ain't looking for a traveling companion, if that's what you mean.
No, I'm just asking questions.
I do fine by myself, so just stick to minding your own.
Alright.
I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something.
Oh.
Scary stuff.
I got a story for you. Yeah. This woman. She's a little spooky.
Ain't life got enough tear-jerkers in it without telling stories like
What?
that?
Kid!
Jeez.
You're the one who asked for a ghost story.
Traveling. I sure do love it. And I seen some pretty things out there. I seen serpent trains passing on a green and gold sea. I seen mountains so tall and forests so thick, nobody will ever tame them. I once seen a bunch of townies skinny dipping in a river. That sure was something.
Interesting.
I seen terrible things too. Biblical floods and starving folks. And black blizzards full of dust. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Venturesome tales, huh? You might like this, kid. It's kind of exciting.
Well, that was a lively
You
tale.
like that?
Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina, if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs.
My dogs.
I don't need no jocker looking out for me. So if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful.
I am being respectful.
You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that.
Why are you yelling at me?
Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Alright. Oh, what you want? Yeah, this is kind of exciting. Not super exciting, but yeah, that's kind of funny. Maybe he might like this. The Missing Brothers.
That was a chuckle to be sure. But do you know anything more lively?
Not really.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits.
Oh, it's like Poltergeist over there.
I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Okay. I only have so many stories, kid. I don't know if you'd go find this one exciting.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead any day. My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them. Enough said. Well, night's over. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
That's gonna be Maryland. Hey, Virginia! I wanna go there. I live there. We got a whole country to explore. States are a little weird. Alright, I'll see you in
Didn't
Maryland.
understand all your stories, but I'd gladly listen to more if I see you again. The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day's a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if and you know where to look.
Alright. Let's go to this little place. You got everything over there, I think, right?
Clouds roll together to fill the sky.
Let's watch the sky churn.
The lightning is so strong that it seems to open a path in the haze above you. You are sure you see massive talons curved around the clouds.
Let's keep watching, see if something
The
happens.
thunder is so immense that the ground trembles. Your lips and hands tingle from the electric charge that fills the air until the dancing lightning passes on over the hills.
Big ass storm. A massive thunderstorm. That kid might like that story. It's pretty exciting. Why just stop whistling? Keep whistling. It's over here. Is he gonna read this to me? No. As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down? Or so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Tell me about it. Well, if you want, you can go find your friend again, ask him more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. He peers up at you. Did they tell you where they were headed next? Yeah? But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in this land, for sure. Because they gravely laugh. That's what humans say, anyway. And with that, it launches into the air and disappears. Alright, bye. Hold the left. Oh, hold on. I get this now. Hold up. Let's say we walk faster. I like whistling. It's cool. What's this? Kira's story. Ooh. Why did it? Where's? Hold on. Why did all the dialogue stop? The policeman in the truck on the corner is having a pretty wild argument with someone on the other end of the radio. No, he keeps saying. No way. Listen as the man on the radio finishes a wild story about the dead woman in the yellow ribbon. Hey, wait a second. I swear this is what happened, the cop said over the radio. The cop over the radio insists. That's when it clicks. You know the story. It's a stranger version of the story of the elegant woman in the small town, but with some bits left out or replaced. Ain't true, the cop in the truck sighs. If only he knew. Move on. Alright, hold up. Sound. Quality. Fantastic. We got that fantastic quality on this game. Give me some goddamn dialogue. I don't want to read everything.
He leans
There we go.
against a fence.
I guess not everything
turns
is
to face
voiced.
you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of bird seed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
They look extinct to you?
You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently.
Say, you like birds?
Do you like birds? Sure.
They're lovely creatures. Guileless, really.
Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you? He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head.
Oh.
You sense it's about time you start moving on.
You be kind to the little birds now, you hear?
You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
I like that. It's almost a little creepy. There's 2 stories over there. Maybe we can get those. And then we'll go to New York. Jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it caws. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better. It seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Sure. The ones you got now? Psh, pathetic stuff. You tell the stories around and they'll come back more exciting. More satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. That makes sense. Boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple folks' true life stories, and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Any other tips? Well, everyone's the captain of their destiny, he gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now, but the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers, a sort of shrug. Choose wisely, or don't. Ha! Okay. Do my best. Let's search.
Outside the small thicket
Johnny
of
Appleseed.
apple trees, the phrase "tended to by John Chapman" is carved into a fence post. Nearby, a hound lies on its side, perfectly still. Flies buzz around its ears. But a grizzled man pauses at his digging to shoo them off.
I'll help him dig.
There's an extra shovel. With it, the two of you make short work of the grave. He tells you about his beliefs, why he's raising
literally
apple
Johnny
orchards
Appleseed.
in the middle of the country. It's a sin to graft, he tells you. Hurts the tree. Eventually, the hole is deep enough.
Bear witness.
He stoops to the ground and lowers the pup into the earth. Tears flow freely. I'll see him again in heaven, he tells you. Our souls are bound by love. He wipes his eyes. I don't think I can bear to stay here, though. Maybe I'll set out again.
It's a sad story. Oh, we're going to the big city, baby. Yeah, big old New York. Hey, what's going on? Hey, the air stinks of gasoline and trash. And you're boxed in by brick. But damn, there's something invigorating about that stink. God, you feel like there's an entire engine in your chest. Let's earn some money, baby. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some... Start panhandling this time. You're having a hard time finding a place to set up that's close enough to foot traffic, but far enough from the main strip of bars to keep the drunks away. You see a promising doorway, but someone else is hunkered down there already. Damn! The other beggar sees you pacing in frustration, waves you over. I'm about to clear out, she says. Swap with me. This spot is really good. She gives you a kindly wink. I think she's lying. Oh, no, she wasn't. And she's right. You've taken an excellent haul in only a couple hours. Enough for several hot meals, maybe. Let's have a hot meal then. Well, we're in New York. We got a fresh bagel, baby. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, I don't want a pizza yet. You know, that's a good New York slice, but should conserve our money. Let's explore.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices.
I want to talk to the man because I
He takes her wrist.
feel like I have stories
gently.
about love already.
She is weeping softly.
Can I look at my inventory? Well, no, you can't. Okay.
The man gives you a once-over as you approach. His newsboy cap is ragged with age.
You look familiar. Did I meet you at Union Square?
Nope.
The man shrugs.
Maybe somewhere else. You look like you get around. Me too. When Gramsci was arrested, we all had to flee. The futurists and the syndicalists and all the rest scattered across Europe. The luckiest ended up here.
He nods decisively, proudly.
We continued the work.
Hell yeah, brother. There's a German socialist in New York. You'll love to see it. Ooh, Washington, D.C. Well, let's leave New York. We'll blow this fucking joint, you know what I'm saying, E? Alright, let's make a beeline for this place. Oh, hold on. Walk a little bit faster. What's this? Phillies down there. You notice a black crow sitting on a fence post, watching you with unsettling intensity. Hey, it blurts. Hey, friend. Hey. Hear about trains? Gives a throaty cackle. Locomotion. That's life. I got some good travel tips here. Ask about travel. You ever ride a train? It asks. With your budget, you'll need to hop on at a train yard, though. Fast and convenient. But the railroad bulls really don't like it when you ride in the empty boxcars. If you get caught, you'll get beaten. It hops and pecks at something on the ground. On the positive side, maybe you'll meet someone to trade stories with. But if you don't like the sound of that, you could hitchhike, find a friendly car. It laughs. I feel sorry for you landlubbers. No wings, just motors. You can't even cross rivers when you want to. Only at safe crossings. You got a point there. I always do. You notice that its beak doesn't move as it speaks, but before you can tell anything else about it, off it flies. Alright. Let's go to this little house. I'm coming.
The stream is a clear,
Ooh.
reflective shade of blue. Unusual in this region, where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water, its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement.
Take stock.
You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
Let's approach Goat.
Over the hill, a scorched one-room house lies abandoned, 2 of its 4 walls in ruins. The goat rears up, front hooves curled, and stretches its wings out to their full breadth.
Let's go closer.
The goat opens its mouth and wails, a protracted, shrill sound, indistinguishable from the cry of a human infant. It only begins to stop when you take several steps back. The winged goat doesn't follow. Instead, it lies down inside the burnt house, surrounded by portraits of a large family, glass frames stained brown from smoke.
Interesting. I like that story. Not much going on in Delaware. Let's see what kind of stories we can get in Philly.
Muddling through the dark, you stumble into the path of the white deer. Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something otherworldly, beyond borders, a moon swimming in the void. Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted.
Let's help.
You know a way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched. As you grow close,
Oh, damn.
your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts into the path of an oncoming train.
Well, rip. Sorry. The white deer.
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
Well, where is it?
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd, creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind. His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
Oh, shit.
The Leatherman.
One of the others whispers, "A ghost." The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still.
Of course he isn't a ghost.
"He's eating," you say, and point out his can of beans.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme.
The Leatherman says, and adds,
Idiot. Oh,
bursts your companion.
Canadien.
Soon, he and the Leatherman are deep in conversation, and your group has a safe place to rest.
Oh, they're buddies now. Nice. Yeah, let's hear a story. Listen to this, blurts a boy loitering outside this grocery store. He works his way through a long and strange story about the boy whose shiftless father left him alone in the woods. There, he finishes. What do you think? Wait a minute. Holy shit, you know this story. It's the story of the boy who ran away with his father, but wildly altered. For a couple moments, you're too surprised to respond. Seriously, what do you think about that one? It's a great story. It can't be real. Let's say it can't be real. It sounds crazy. Surprisingly, the boy is delighted. That's what I told my brother, he exclaims. But he dunked me in a rain barrel and punched me. That sucks, you tell him. The kid shrugs. I put wasps in a cup and held it on his back while he was sleeping. So we're square now, I guess. Alright, bye, kid. It's kind of a funny story. What is this? Hop train. Nah. I want to go to this camp. it's Quinn again.
Hey, traveler. Come to join my fire again?
Yes, I did.
Well, I guess I know you well enough to let you set yourself down for a spell. You remember Cass and Flip?
Hell yeah.
You want to hear more about my travels? Well, sure, why not? Nothing better than trading stories around the fire, and I got stories.
Yeah, I got stories.
I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
Real funny like, huh? That's not super funny. That's not funny. Neither of those are funny. I already told him my stories to this kid. It's kind of like the only funny story I got.
That was a chuckle to
Oh,
be
he liked
sure.
it.
Trust. Well, I figure tramps are apt to trust each other, to a point. Sure, there are backbiters out there, but it's the folks who act respectable, the so-called upstanding ones that I keep an eye on. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Oh, you want to hear an adventure, huh? How about the story of the odd silent taxi cab in Boston then, kid? You like that one?
Well, that was a lively tale.
That was a lively tale.
What's my future look like?
We talked about this.
I ain't looking for a traveling companion.
Yeah, you
I
said
do
this.
fine by myself. So, hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like...
That is not a funny story. I'm not telling him that. Like, that one's gonna make him cry. I mean, this isn't that funny, but I can tell it to you. About the gay dudes in the lighthouse.
What's the use in telling sweet, happy tales if in they make you snooze?
Whoa, you took that
Love
back.
stories. Huh. Folks sure seem to be eat up with the notions of love. Singing and talking about it all the damn time.
Yeah, love is cool, dude.
I'm not sure I see the appeal myself. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
You want an exciting story, huh? How about... Love is kind of based, right, Sickle? It's pretty cool. This is exciting, the story of the massive thunderstorm around Boston. If you don't like this, kid, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. You ungrateful little shit.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger.
What a story, Mark.
This land sure is something, ain't it? I can't wait to see it all.
Me too.
Tramping like I do makes me realize the land's another kind of companion. It's always with you. Maybe things are so depressed because folks lost sight of that. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a...
Dude, I don't have any more funny stories. I'm sorry. I'm not telling you about the one and his dog. That shit's depressing. Yeah, kid. I want to sleep. I don't want to listen to Freebird at 3 a.m. I'll tell you the story of the socialist in New York. You'll like that. It's better than the dead dog story. It's gonna make you cry.
I don't get too much out of tales that are so cheerful. Not enough excitement for me. Freedom.
Freedom.
Teacher used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it.
Like
But
America.
the tramping kind seems to be just about the
Like
only real freedom still in supply.
Yeah.
Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather, unless you're rich.
Damn. Ain't that the fucking truth?
Oh, heck. The night's over already.
Oh.
I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on.
Alright, he's going back up to
Think I'll
Rhode
see
Island.
what's happening up the road this way.
Alright.
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture.
Every day
With
is
things
a
being so
winding
depressed,
road.
folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't.
True.
Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
Sickle, I hope your day is going well. Hope you've been kicking it. Where are we going? Let's go to DC. I'm coming. Look, it's Washington, D.C. DC! Let's earn some money. You wander the streets of the city, looking for a way to make some cash. Let's look for work. The factory gates swing open. Who here can use a sewing machine? Shouts the foreman. You can mend holes with a needle and thread, but you haven't lived in the same house as a sewing machine in years. Let's lie. You're ushered into a factory filled with machines you've never seen before. You see spools of leather, straps, sliding frames of steel, nothing you recognize. Well, crap. Explain the machining to your group, but the instructions are totally mystifying. A thick-armed boy next to you makes a grunt of recognition. She probably actually knows how to use a sewing machine, huh? You know, absolutely. You know you absolutely cannot fake competency. Well, let's just admit our lie. The foreman breaks into uproarious laughter. I got at least one of you folks a day, he says. Everyone wants work. Look, I appreciate you coming clean. He turns to the rest of the group. Anyone else want to admit they can't sew? No one raises their hand. Look, I'll go. The foreman makes a counteroffer. Heavy lifting in the back warehouse. Pays less than working with machines, but hey, it's money. All day long, though, whenever you see the foreman walking by, you feel a flush of embarrassment break out on your cheeks. Let's move on. Nah, it is what it is. Oh, we can take the train. I don't need to take the train, though. I like walking. What about the store? I don't think we need to get anything. It's hard to look at these shining buildings in the direct sunlight. You feel like an ant crawling among the tombs of giants. Away from the monuments, though, you find a city that's a little more human. Let's explore.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me.
Alright, I'll deliver it.
The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you.
There's no J Street.
Let's head back.
Over here.
A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall.
I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
Old Man Gibson.
As you
All
round
right.
the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious. Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket.
Knock on Gibson's door. Knock,
The
knock,
man
knock.
who answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter. I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me?
I'm gonna tell him the truth.
You tear the letter
Ooh,
open.
horror.
It isn't good news.
Let's tell him the truth.
He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks.
Can't lie about that kind of stuff.
It's better to know. I've been waiting a long time for this. His shaking hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
Move on. The strangest street lost in time. Well, let's leave. I don't think there's anything else I need there. Oh, we're going into Virginia. That's where I live. Let's go this way. To this camp. We'll meet someone new. Alright, let's camp. Mason by Sidney Meeker.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good. We didn't do nothing to anybody till we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through. The march I was on, the bonus army. It's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand. Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
You want some fucking jokes there, eh? This is a pretty good one. To make it go ha ha, hee hee, ho ho. You'd be cracking up.
Wish I could tell that one to my sister. My faith?
What about your sister?
God and I haven't been on speaking terms since I got the infection.
Uh-oh, not the infection.
I gave the fucker so many chances to make things right, and he hasn't followed through. So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
You want more laughs, eh? I don't really think that's... I don't really think either of those are that funny. Let's see. What's a funny story? Which one? I guess this. I don't really think it's that funny, but, you know. You might think differently.
Life ain't like that, in my experience.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess my experience ain't normal. The future's the issue, ain't it?
Yes.
Great War leaves us nothing to go back to, plucking up the hope and leaving us only with the vile and the unforgiving.
This guy's all cynical.
So anyway, tell me a funny story?
Dude, you really like these funny stories. This story is not funny. Alright. I'll tell you this depressing ass story about his dead dog. For some
And
reason.
that's what you think when you think of tragedy.
He has for a funny story and it's just like tragedy, huh?
My wishes come true? Well, if I could wish for anything, probably be for a nice, plentiful garden away from everyone else. My own land, my own laws. Know any good jokes?
What? Everybody wants funny jokes. This isn't that funny. This is kind of funny. The two brothers.
Yeah, Paul would have liked that one. The past doesn't even feel like it happened. It feels like it's happening in every moment, in every slumber. When your memories come back,
Voice acting's really good in this
they
game.
clutch at you, at your heart. So, you must have seen some interesting stuff on the road. Anything exciting?
Oh baby, do I got exciting shit for you. I think this thunderstorm is always a good go-to.
That's a good one. Better than war stories, anyway. Home. Well, my sister, Jessie, won't forgive me for what happened to Paul, so she won't let me back home.
She should get over
I
it.
made my own way for a while after that, till no one could afford gardeners. Who could stand to care for the land nowadays? Here's the sun.
Alright,
I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way. Will our paths cross?
so he's gonna be in New York, so's that other kid. Well, the kid won't be in New York, but he'll be up north.
Days come and go and the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me. What about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
Yeah. These nuts. These nuts. Now let's keep going. Oh, what's that way over there? Looks like I can go over there. Might be stories. I need some more stories. I need jokes. Alright. Let's hear.
You come across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you.
On in.
On in.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket.
Thank you.
You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit.
Let's throw them.
When the stones reach the top of their arc above your head, they turn into butterflies, all the colors of the rainbow. Your heart leaps in surprise.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Incredible. Let's see if we can go around this mountain. Oh, I gotta cross the bridge, huh? That makes sense. Oh, hold on. What's this? Cross. Yeah, get me across the river. I want to go down this way. Richmond. Let's go to Richmond. Let's get some stories and then we'll go to that camp. Okay. Search.
Low tide on a moonless night. This
Where's there
beach
tide?
is long,
There's no beach near
stretching
Richmond.
toward a receding sea. In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray, alien. The stars are dim and distant.
Let's look to the horizon.
It outshines the stars with its presence, a streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire. It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm, though you know that, given the distance, it must be moving at great speed.
Keep looking at the sky.
Its parabola heads south to north. In the far distance, just for a second, a boardwalk town is engulfed in light.
Oh.
With a rumble, its street lamps and windows dim, then go dark. All that you can see emanating from there is an otherworldly color that you can't quite name.
Interesting.
Search.
The man is the color of mill dust. His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels.
You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
Insects.
Man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
Let's go to sleep.
Pain sears your spine. Why did you sleep at this ridiculous angle? Your back complains from being draped over the millstone. It's good the mill is totally abandoned. Its works long ago disconnected, or your legs would have been pulverized. The man is gone. This is not a place to linger.
Let's move on. The creepy mill. You can listen to a story in Richmond. Tiny Motormouth is eagerly sharing the details of a strange tale with her brother as they loiter outside this store. Boy listens rapidly, eyes growing larger, mouth hanging open like a fish. She's telling him about their fisherman and his fish calling seagulls. You try to hide your surprise. It's the story of the seagulls and the fishermen. The version the girl must have heard is embellished, to say it the least, but hey, it's a good story. Alright. Where are we going now? Let's go down here. I think I'm gonna make my way down south first and then go up from there. Kind of go up, down, up, down.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours.
You got a light, friend?
Got a light? Got a light?
You offer a match. which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar.
Thanks.
He mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
So where are you going?
Don't rightly know where I'm going.
You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper.
Don't rightly know how I got going either.
Why?
They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet.
He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
Damn, this man's a pro at smoking. Last bottle of Armagnac. Something way off in the distance there. Let's walk a little faster. Alright, here's a story. Search.
You rest in a field where a well-dressed stranger talks your ear off on all manner of subjects. The weather, fireflies in summer, how combine harvesters work. After a while, the mood shifts.
Heard my death bones this morning.
You mean death grips?
Death bones. Heard 'em rattle like clank, clink,
Muscle
clank.
bones coming out your
More
mouth?
startling than wind chimes in a tornado.
He plucks dry grass and chews on a piece.
Ain't much time left now.
You seem young.
That don't matter. I'm fine. Got my savior waiting at the pearly gates.
The man shifts uncomfortably.
At least I do as of this afternoon, I hope. Nearly knocked the pastor's door down earlier. Sure was good to meet you.
The man pauses, rubs his chin in contemplation.
Don't let the bedbugs bite.
He walks off slow. After his silhouette becomes small in the horizon, but before he vanishes, you see him collapse to the ground.
Uh-oh. He's pretty chill with that. He's like, if I die, I die. What's this story? Let's check it out. Search.
His smile lights up the room, or rather the cab of the locomotive. Folks gather round as he holds the pull cord. He's a showman through and through.
You'll want to cover your ears now for this next part.
Oh, he's gonna do the horn. The whistle, I mean. The whistle.
Sure doesn't help much. Engineer pulls that chain and the whistle blasts inside your skull. He just smiles through it all. Man must be half deaf.
Darnation.
A round of applause erupts from the small crowd. He passes out bubble gum to the shell-shocked kids, half of them in awe, half in tears.
Kids be crying.
Remember now who gets you there on the advertised. Casey Jones.
Everyone's all talk as they head back to their seats.
Casey Jones.
That engineer sure is handsome. Gosh. And that whistle sounded just like a whippoorwill, didn't it? Ain't this the way to travel?
Hell yeah. Casey Jones. I like him. Is this a hopping on a train? Oh no, let's just search. A car crammed with well-dressed vacationers pulls up at the gas pump. Fill me up, will you? The driver drawls, a thickly transatlantic effect. You oblige. He tips pretty well, then roars off down the road. fine leather bags bouncing and rattling on the roof. Alright, bye. I'll see you later, buddy. I'm going dead ahead. Whichever this may take me. Alright, what's this here? Search.
He's small for his age. Boy of 13 or so, sitting on an upturned bucket by the side of a tiny wedge of farmland. The dog, as though by contrast, is massive, an enormous yellow-brown mutt. He's called Rover, the boy explains.
Paul says he can't come with us.
I don't care what Paul says. So we're taking the dog.
West.
You notice the Model A truck on the yard, piled high with furnishings and trunks and bags and knots of rope to tie it all together. And upon all that, too, yet more dust and grit.
Paul says it has to be better.
Why can't Rover go?
With one toe tip, he scratches a parabola on the dead, dry ground.
Paul says we can't afford to feed Rover no more.
You can't tell where the blonde of the dog's coat ends and the omnipresent dust begins. Same goes for the boy's hair.
Will you take him?
I'll take him.
Rover follows you eagerly after you feed him the tiniest sliver of jerky. But a few hours later, he snaps to attention, as though hearing some distant noise your ears can't catch. The last you see of him are the markings left by his dirty pelt on the leaves of the underbrush.
Well, there he goes. Who knows where he ends up? So there's nothing really down there. Let's go over here. Back to, what is that, North Carolina? Yeah, we're in South Carolina now. Let's go to Charlotte. Oh, hold on. Let's search this little place. Huge storm, this farmer gasps, pointing to the clouded horizon. We gotta get the produce indoors before the fields wash out. Can you help? You and his family strip the fields of vegetables. When the rain hits, you're all inside safe. And you got some coin in your pocket. Hell yeah. I'm a rich. Search.
Faded shotgun houses sit in rows under the tall shadows of smokestacks. A worker in full uniform hollers from a porch.
Hey, traveler, throw me inside. Got some literature here.
Literature.
As you shut the door, the man glances out the window and draws the shades.
Landlord toss you out? Ha, don't mind me, it's none of my business.
He pries up a floorboard with a crowbar.
I'm gonna watch him. Watching Gordon
You
Freeman on
glance
that
over
ass.
the man's shoulder to see inside the compartment. Canned goods, a pile of leaflets, the wood stock of a rifle. He replaces the board and stands.
Man's got secrets.
He hands you a can of whole potatoes, then a leaflet which reads, "No evictions, no fascists, no hunger."
Headed back to the shop, but we'll have a Bible meet soon.
Bible meat.
Bible meet. If you don't know James 5:1 by heart, learn it. That's our favorite scripture.
What is that? Let's search it. James 5:1. Now listen, you rich people. Now listen, you rich people. Weep and wail because of the misery that is coming on you. Hell yeah, dude. I respect it. That's pretty badass. Move on. Alright. I think we can get a story. Oh, there's something all the way down there. Let's hear a story. This farmer's loitering beside a couple crates of berries, idly watching the clouds go by. Waiting for the pickup, he says, trying to make small talk. Hey, you want to hear a wild story? Absolutely. He starts telling you about the storm generated by that gigantic bird. It takes a couple minutes, but suddenly you recognize the story about the massive thunderstorm. Whoever told it the farmer changed, well, a lot, but it's still pretty good. Where'd you hear that story? Oh, I can't remember, he says. I think I've known it for years, since I was a boy, for sure. That can't be right. That story happened to me. Bullshit. His laughter rings down the dusty road. You're a good joker, I'll give you that. Let's go here.
The soldier sits in the dirt with his legs splayed out, like a child would sit. Beneath the tattered fabric of his antique uniform, several open wounds fester in the hot sun. Lend a hand, traveler?
Let's ask about the wounds.
Well, it's a Fed ambush. I'm the only survivor. Even killed the horses. Got him mad with what we pulled off in Lawrence. As the soldier talks, blood rises from his wounds like plumes of red smoke.
Lawrence.
Lawrence the town, not the fella. Rounded up anyone old enough to hold a gun and burn the place down. A vague tension runs underneath the silence. You realize you can't see the soldier's hands. Say, stranger, where you from?
I travel.
Where you going, Yankee? A bowie knife flies past your head, so close the wind tickles your ear. It sticks in a tree with a solid thump that clears the squirrels and birds out of the branches. When you look back, the wounded soldier's nowhere to be found.
Spooky. I want to go over there. So, I see an icon above the farm. I guess stuff must like repopulate, because I see something in Virginia as well.
The blistering sun has scared even birds into the shade. But a middle-aged woman and a young couple are still collecting scraps of cotton that the machinery missed. With a ragged voice, the older woman calls to you. Got any water?
Sure, I'm a skeleton. I
The
don't need
three of them rush over to you, suddenly reanimated. They pass around your canteen. When you get it back, it's empty. The woman squeezes your hand and sighs with relief. Sweetest thing I ever tasted, she tells you.
Thirsty cotton pickers. I'm getting sleepy. Alright, well, there's no camp around here. Is that one all the way over there in Virginia? Guess I'll walk all the way over there again. It's the closest one. Oh, let's listen to a story first. The farmer's lording beside. Oh wait, this is like same dialogue. He starts telling about the four identical men, born to two different mothers, who confuse themselves amongst each other. It takes a couple minutes, but suddenly you recognize it as the story about the two men, who each mistook the other for his missing brother. Whoever told the farmer changed, well, a lot, but still pretty damn good. Where did you hear that story? Oh, I can't remember. Okay, so that if I see this guy, it's all kind of the same. Leave him with his tail. You thank him for his story and starts to mosey down the road. Keep cool, friend, he calls after you. Alright, we're gonna take a little snooze here. Little Ben. It's Little Ben.
Sorry, friend, but I gotta ask you not to get no closer unless I can see your hands at all times. Look too clean to be one of us. She don't look like the company sent you neither. Alright, come and share my fire spell. Don't linger. These hills is full of ears. Don't think just 'cause you can't see no one that you're safe.
Alright.
I'll give you cornbread. Don't be so sure of me neither.
Oh, I like cornbread.
Anyway, I need something to laugh about. Got any funny ones?
Yeah. Wait, where's the tower? This one? That's not really funny. Everyone thinks this is funny. People be laughing.
Oh boy. You watch out
Oh,
now,
boy.
I'll start chuckling. Trust. Can I trust you? If I asked you how many widows were made when the number 9 fell in, would you know?
No.
What year it was when they walked Samuels and his boys down to Big Sandy and done them like criminals?
Big Sandy.
You heard the word of Mother Jones?
No.
If you can't answer these, I can't say much.
I don't know what any of that shit
Got any
is.
funny stories? Must have a couple.
Everybody wants fucking funny stories, man. I don't get it. Why y'all want these goddamn funny stories? This is funny. The brothers.
You are a pretty funny one, you know that? The past. I remember looking between my mama's ankles down the road. Every evening, she'd be whispering. Still don't know if she were counting the workers or praying about them. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
You want excitement, huh? It's pretty exciting. The guy threw a knife at me?
That's supposed to be scary? Well, huh. All right.
Well, it's not
Death.
necessarily
Yeah.
scary, but he threw a knife at my head.
Morphine some of us carried down so as to die peaceful just in case. Some thought it better to die sinner than to go with death's hand pulling the breath out of your body slow as he goes. I think God would have forgiven it. He would have had to. What do you think? Can
Sure.
you tell me something sad? Sometimes you just want a story that goes with how the world already is.
Hey, you want something sad? Oh, let's see. What would be sad? I mean, I think this is sad. Guy's dog dies. I'm gonna tell this. Seems sad to me, I don't know.
This kind of sadness is where we all meet one another. On level ground. Heaven? Honest pay for an honest day. Even now, I don't dare open my lips all the way around the words. See anything exciting out there on the road?
Mostly I just seen dogs. The big storm.
You'd be popular at mealtime where I'm from. You'd keep a whole crew glued, I bet. Home? I always wanted a little place where I could watch the sky change color, watch the cook fire smoke dance up among the pines. Morning. I gotta get going. Headed up that way.
Okay.
Be specific.
So he's gonna
My
be up north
safety
too.
and yours. You want to find me? Then do it. Talk again about these things. Cole ain't got no country. No worker neither. Worker ain't Virginian, ain't Christian, white, colored, Irish, Polish, nothing. A worker is a worker. We all gotta work.
He should meet the socialist
You're
guy.
one of them. If you think I sound red, you best come out and say so. Get it over with.
Nah, I think you're cool. Coal miner.
Alright,
let's go down. Hold on, we can listen to a story in Richmond. Why not? This man can barely wait to get through the pleasantries before asking if he heard this one. 110% true, he says. I heard it from my nephew and it happened to someone he knows as well. The man launches into his telling. It's polished. He's obviously done this many times before. He tells you the story of the blessed lighthouse sanctuary, where souls in love could find respite. You recognize the bones of it from your experience with the two lighthouse keepers. It's been embellished in the interim, though. Let's listen to the tale. Afterwards, you thank the man and move onwards. You have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. Let's keep going south. I want to hitchhike.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land.
I like how the music changes as you cross into different states. It's pretty cool. Okay. I'm gonna hitchhike. Let's see if there's anything over there. There ain't. Oh, it's a verb be glitching.
I won't leave much to find that can be found.
Let's ride. Won't let me. Okay, that was weird.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep a last
Like how not everybody will stop for you.
Cause when my coals burn low and my trains
I
run
don't see
out of
anything.
track,
There's stuff way over there, but I'm gonna keep going down here.
no one else to dig my hole.
See if I can hitch a ride down to Georgia. And I can also just walk to Savannah, I guess. I'm close enough. Make sure there's nothing in here. Yeah. Oh. Oh, it tells you like who's down there? Interesting. I like just kind of going on my own. I feel like looking at the map is cheating. Can you go up to Canada? No, you can't. Doesn't make sense that you wouldn't be able to. This game seems pretty rooted in like the American experience. Alright, let's hear a story. Policeman in the trunk. Yeah. We heard this. Apple orchard planter who planted 10,000 seeds. Wait a second. I swear this. What happened? That's when it clicks. You know the story. It's a strange version of John Chapman. Alright. Let's talk to these people in Slovarian.
Excusez-moi.
Excusez-moi.
Beckoning you over, the woman shows you a letter, beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck by the scent of a fancy department store. She points on the parchment to the address. This address, you know?
Not really, probably
You
not.
are dismayed to read the first paragraph. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. And the address under the monogram in the letterhead. 12345 Road Street, Anytown, USA.
Let's let her
The
down
woman
easy.
blinks, hopefully, leaning close over your shoulder. Yes? You know this place?
I do,
She asks.
technically.
This place doesn't exist, you try to explain as loud and slowly as possible. Of course it exists. The woman snorts, thumping a fist to her chest. You struggle to make yourself understood, but the poor woman whisks the letter away and stomps down the street. Ah well, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie. Bye, lady. See you in hell.
A family of 9 invites you into their home for a meal. Hogs roam free in the yard.
Hogs.
They wallow in shady patches of cool mud, not paying any mind as you pass.
Eat with the family.
During supper, the hard wind puts an awful burden on the walls. The glass dishes rumble on the table, but the mother seems calm.
Can't butcher a hog in these parts without me, Ma, hollering for pig's feet.
Ghosts?
The mother raises up her shoulders into a stern posture.
I teach my children to only fear the Lord. We don't have haints, just me, Ma.
Haints and Meemaw. That's what I call my grandma. It's camp. Who are we gonna meet here? Jimmy.
Evening there. You looking for a sermon or just a chat?
Whatever you
Don't
want.
really matter, frankly. First thing I ever learned behind the pulpit is that every homily is just a conversation. Ain't as one-sided as you might think either. Preachers ain't shepherds, they're cowboys. They gotta run with the flock, keep them directed without fencing them in. So how about you take a seat and guide us somewhere?
All right.
You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Most exciting thing I've seen, huh? This is pretty... The winged goat's pretty crazy. I'm gonna tell that.
Huh, that one's trying to be scary, right? Don't work with sadness? No. Preacher ain't
That didn't
allowed to be
impress him.
sad, except for a
That
certain
don't impress
sort of
me
sadness.
much.
You understand?
Yeah.
We have to be salve. We have to lift up the community, challenge injustice. Folks like me can't be sad for ourselves when it's the congregation that really hurts. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
He wants to hear a thrilling story. Well, the gigantic bird. It's pretty thrilling.
You've got a pretty wild life, you know that? Home? Never had a home. Not the way y'all talk about it anyway. Pops and I had a little trailer for the summer he was wrestling in Atlanta, but otherwise, it was a new floor every week. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here.
Spooky. Alright, you want scary, you little bitch? What would be scary? That's kind of scary. The dead woman. Let's see, yeah, I'm gonna tell this dead woman story.
Tearjerkers need a
I
little
don't
more
understand.
truth in 'em,
I don't see
think.
how that's a tearjerker.
Travel? Oh, I travel. Moving's in my blood. Pops traveled all over to wrestle. And even after I stepped out on my own, I kept moving. I've been everywhere. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Houston, Los Angeles. Paris. I even been to Paris.
There seems to be a
I've been
story there.
everywhere. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Houston. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
Alright. Trying to see about the scary stuff. I don't really have a scary story to tell you. The silent taxi cab's a little creepy. The creepy mill. It says creepy. Maybe that'll work.
Oh, you
There
got
we
me
go.
for a second with that one. The past? Huh. My earliest memories of my mother and father teasing each other, laughing about something I didn't quite understand. Putting on voices, playing games. This was back before she passed. Hey, you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels
You really like the spooky shit, don't you? The soldier's a little creepy, I guess. I wouldn't say.
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet. Death? Well, Ma died a few years after I was born. Pops used to tell me she was beautiful.
Pops used to
that I
say
had
he
her
reminded
eyes
him
and her
of
sense
Eve.
of
I said, well,
conscience.
Daddy, don't you know
But
the
he
things
always
go in
said it
cycles?
like it was an insult. Well, I gotta get moving on.
All right, he's gonna
Have
be down
sermon
in
given in the
Georgia.
morning. And the church is a
Florida.
long night walking that way.
All right, I
Walk
might
like
see you
you're
there.
blessed, child. Because even if you ain't, that's the only way you'll find your holy self.
I'm heading all the way down to Florida. I'm just gonna head. Which way were we? Oh, hold on. Let's do whatever this is. Hear another story. After gossiping for a while about the weather and the crops and the state of the world, all bad and getting worse, he takes a different tack. Sorry. You look like someone else who likes a good story, he wheezes. Try this one on for size. After loudly and repeatedly clearing his throat, he tells you the story of the shootout between the female bootleggers and the cops. It sounds a lot like the story of the women arrested for bootlegging, but with some parts changed and other parts added. When he grins up at you at the conclusion of the tale, you give him the effusive praise he's apparently expecting. You have to remember that version. You've sounded quite as good at what happened. It's a good story. Alright, where are we? I just keep heading down to Jacksonville. I think that's my guy's camp way over there. Here. Hear a story. You spend a while in the cool shade at this gas station. You notice 3 kids sitting beside their family car, while their parents argue loudly with the cashier inside. The children seem embarrassed. You see the oldest brother lean over and distract his siblings with a story. He starts telling them a story about the 8 identical men born to 8 different mothers, who each mistook the other for his brother. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of the 4 identical men born to 2 different mothers who confuse themselves amongst each other, but with new exciting over-the-top details. I like that story. When the parents came stomping fiercely out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce, missing the ending of the boy's new story. But the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. That stuck with you for a while. That's pretty funny. They just keep adding more men and mothers. Huge storm, Miss Farmer Gas. Oh, we already did this. Yeah, I helped them and I get... Yeah. That hasn't changed.
The shanty sits on the shore like a lie on a con man's tongue, crowded by thick-spined trees. There's an old man on its porch, and a child, and what looks like 1,000 alligators knotted across the property. My love's being stubborn, sighs a voice behind you.
Let's turn around.
Washed in the half-light, the voice's owner is a certain strange shade of handsome. He leans a shoulder against a tree, smiles at you. You gotta help me talk some sense into her. All I need is 5 minutes. She won't let me through.
You should do it yourself, bitch.
That look on his face. He could strike down God from their hallowed halls. He exhales, a thin cut of noise, before he dips his chin. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I should. Maybe I should tell her sorry like I should have done 10,000 years ago.
Offer to help.
Well, come on then. He crooks a finger at you, and then nimbly, he prowls up to the borders of the house, picking his way through the alligators. Woman, come out of your house now. A voice ricochets through the air, wry and wreathed in warning. Ain't nothing good'll come of that. At the reprimand, the man turns to you, questioning look, cocked.
I'm gonna sing.
You open your mouth, and what comes out isn't a word, but the note of a song you'd not been taught. At the noise, the gators twitch like you'd run barbed wire along their bellies. Go home and leave the gators, says a voice from inside. You ain't wanted here. Well, you know that's not how it's done. When a man loves a woman, she stays with
I
him
just keep
forever.
singing.
Now you come out now, for my friend sings a bayou down to his death. The man and child do nothing. You keep singing. All three of you cut loose from personal choice.
Sing.
A woman emerges. Blunt black hair, hungry eyes, face full of warning. "This ain't your fight, stranger," she tells you gauzily, storm cloud eyes holding your own. Suddenly, your throat's your own again.
Let's keep singing.
She sighs. The alligators stir at the sound, the light catching in the crenellations of the spines. And for a second, looks like they're all frowning, not smiling as reptiles do, but scowling like a crash of aunts.
Alright, I'll go fine.
Death comes without incident, for all that it arrives in a torrent of teeth and thrashing tails. Unlike lovers, the alligators bear no interest in causing pain. When they are done, they all turn to stare until you go.
The Man and the Witch in the Bayou. Search.
Electric lamps stipple the cotton field before you with an orange light, moving like a group of lethargic fireflies. From the field, the voices of the workers reach you in a soulful, united song.
Rest nearby.
You're gently lulled to sleep as the song floats over you. And oh, Lordy, pick a bale of cotton. And oh, Lordy, pick a bale a day.
Toes off.
You're pulled out of your slumber by a woman's pained scream and a collection of shouts rising from the field.
Just focus on the noise.
The woman's screams taper off, soon replaced by the raw cries of an infant. Applause briefly fills the night, eventually fading back into song. Oh, you wake up to the gentle crescendo of the worker's song, unsure if it ever ceased at all.
That's a good little story. This man reads a newspaper with barely contained horror, his grimace spreading wider and wider as he makes his way down the page. Suddenly, his frown cracks into something with a little more amazement in it. "Whoa," he says. "What's the matter?" He reads out a story about the Leatherman, whose ghost haunts Connecticut. You're shocked. It's a story of the Leatherman's cave, with some bits changed. Do you think this really happened? Oh, yes. He shrugs. Sounds like nonsense to me, for sure. Stuff they print these days. Let's go here.
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air's sweet with the tang of recently cut sugar cane. There's a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello.
Hi.
"Making molasses," he says to your unasked question. "I sell the blackstripe in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell.
I want to try some."
He got some set aside. He comes back with a murky flask, waving off any offer of payment. "I ain't charging. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread." He nods at the barrels. "I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?" You help him haul the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire. It's hot work. He fetches water and dark bread, and you share the small meal and a smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor.
I agree. The Man Who Made Molasses. Alright, I see something down there. To the left. I'm gonna go here and then make my way to the right and hit that camp again. I do kind of want to keep going down there though. I'm almost there. Let's see, how far is that? Yeah, it's pretty far. There are other icons there, so...
Well, I'm gonna cast
Search.
my stone.
You emerge from the underbrush and find yourself at the edge of a field. A farmhouse sits at the other end. Close by, large family is tending to the plants together. They pause and regard you, almost nervously.
Hello there?
The grandmother asks.
Hello!
The family is almost too nice
It's
to
too
you.
nice to me.
When you ask for water, they don't even let you walk to the pump by the house. A child runs back to the shed for a folding chair, and they serve you lemonade in a glass among the lettuce heads.
Very kind.
Halfway through your glass, you notice someone moving furtively down by the house. The cuffs of his white shirt are stained red. The father sees your look and shifts to block your view. His eyes are bright, and his teeth are bared in something like worry. How do you like your lemonade?
It's great.
His wife arrives with a bag full of sandwiches for you, and the whole family ushers you back into the woods, waving, wishing you well. You take one look back over your shoulder. The man by the wall is gone.
I'm gonna dig my
Interesting.
heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my work,
Going to Tallahassee.
much to find that can be found.
Search.
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you. Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do.
Oh, great.
A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. This is stupid, he says. I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this. He marches off into the cane and others follow. Don't! A young woman shouts after them. It's not right.
I don't know if I have anything like this. I'll say she's
The
right.
thief left some hatchets behind. So you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. Keep going, the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding, and her face is bright with sweat. Soon, her cane is piled high.
Chop, chop, chop.
Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. Good work, he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay, but doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it.
Wow.
I'll see them far and long when the night comes down for to take.
A horse auction. Fortress man waves you over. Making some big deals today, he brags, fingering a bill where you can see. Get me when number 60 goes up, okay? You stand in the crowd and wait, then run back to fetch him. Pays you absurdly well for doing almost nothing at all. Hell yeah. They love it. Hold down. Just hold it down. Alright, we got like 3 stories here, and then camp. This man can barely wait to get through the pleasantries before. Oh, yeah. Alright, so this is the same dialogue. Tells this story of the rising workers movement in New York. You recognize the bones of it from your experience with the different socialists in New York. It's been embellished in the interim, though. Take the man to move onwards. Thanks for expanding upon my socialist story.
The cave is really a man-made hole breaching into an earthen mound. The man, khakis dirtied by kneeling on the rough earth, has assembled a macabre little pile of skulls to the side.
All right, let's see. Let's ask. What are you doing?
Readying these for sale, friend.
He wipes his hands on his pants.
This pile of skulls, clearly claimed from his enemies by an Indian chieftain, would be perfect for any cabinet of curiosities or sideshow attraction.
Why dig up a grave?
Why, these skulls belong to no one. They're just here, lying under this mound, waiting for an enterprising soul to make something of them. Isn't this what America's all about?
I don't know about that. Let's look deeper into the mound.
Little sunlight reaches that deep in, but you can still see the skeletal remains, their heads carelessly removed, laying neatly in their excavated resting places.
Let's get one more of these.
Each one lovingly surrounded by stone effigies, earthenware, and copper plates in the shape of winged warriors.
I'm gonna threaten him.
You pause and consider this small man, greedily arranging
make up a ghost story.
someone's remains as though they were a trinket for a mantelpiece. It's crude and ridiculous, but he's a crude and ridiculous man. You have him run off the mound, sworn never to tell of what he's seen, for fear of monsters and ghosts. It's a small thing, but a kindness, you hope.
We'll move on. Let's hit this little house.
First tree in a mile, and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles. You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pines on windowsills.
Let's take a little nappy.
The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
Let's listen to weeping. Let's get a sad story.
Check the water hole. Is this hell?
My body is making Father ill. The surrounding bottles are silent. Coherent words deteriorate into choked sobs.
Going to camp. Good old Jimmy again.
Oh, it is a good day to see you, child. Just need a little company is all. Let a celebration of life today. Young man, 17, maybe 18. Closed casket. They did that boy wrong, they did. I suppose I'm glad I gave his family a little hope, at least. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Most exciting thing I've seen, huh? Mason's loss isn't exactly exciting. Let's see. That's kind of exciting. It's got a witch in it. Let's see. Well, this has changed a bit. Now they're shooting at each other.
You've got a pretty wild life. You know that?
Yep.
Authority? Each day people want different things from God. When I step up to the pulpit, I always need to decide which Jesus I will bring with me.
The hot one.
Anger in the temple? Kindness to his cruelest captors? No, today it was the Jesus in the garden. Confused, desperate for assurance, doubtful. the most human the divine ever was. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about?
Any adventures? You want to hear something thrilling, huh? Let's see. White Deer is kind of thrilling, I think. I don't know. Not that thrilling, I guess.
That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe you ain't freedom. I get angry. I do. Furious. All that talk of huddled masses yearning to be free. But when I look at that boy's parents, they ain't yearning for freedom. All they want is their damn boy back. Anyway, tell me a tragic story. Something with true grief.
Something with true grief, huh? Mason's story is pretty fucking sad.
That one hurts me right here. Give me a bit to collect myself. Death? Well, father died after I got back from France. Saw him wrestle one last match. Guess I was an orphan after that. Anyway, tell me a hopeful story. Something where things work out for the best.
Alright. This guy. Molasses guy.
Are you sure you ain't the preacher here? That was a good one.
Thanks.
Joy? I'm a man of God, but I don't have no joyous Holy Spirit running through me. The only time I smile is when the congregation does. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking.
Okay, you want something thrilling again, huh? Yeah, this is kind of thrilling, I guess.
Huh. That
I
was
guess
trying
not
to
that.
be scary, right?
I don't know.
Choice? Yeah, some days. I really believe that we all have choices in life. We are truly free to decide whether to live moral lives or to throw ourselves headlong into sin and profit. But on days like today, I think maybe only God chooses, and he does so with arbitrary cruelty. Well, the night's over. I've got miles to go, of course. A long way. I wish we'd been able to continue our talk. I don't have a preacher of my own to seek solace from, you know?
I feel ya.
My next leg takes me this way.
Oh,
Maybe we'll
he's
cross paths again.
just right up in Alabama. Okay, well, how about this? When all is left in Florida, I want to go down here. I want to finish Florida, and then I think that's it. Let's hear a story. Yeah, this guy. What do you... Just tell me whatever. The molasses story. He changed stuff. That story happened to me. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Can I see, like, what all... Like, where is that story at? I don't have any of those. I need to get some of those. Oh, hold up. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could swap the stories out. Let's see. I like looking at these. I missed the molasses one. Where is it? Here it is. I wanted to see if it, like, added something. I guess it doesn't. It's gonna take us a while to get to the end of this state. I could try hitchhiking. I think there's some stuff in this town over here. Yeah, there is. I see it. St. Petersburg. Let's listen to a story.
Tale, my vagrant song.
It's this guy reading the stuff, and he's like, "Oh, what?" He reads out a story about the ghost of woman executed in Paris long ago. You're shocked. It's a story of the dead woman in the yellow ribbon, with some bits changed. It's all made up. He shrugged. Sounds like nonsense to me. Sure. Yeah. So she's from Paris. It's a ghost.
No fence, gate, or sign marks the entrance to the cemetery. Just a moment ago, you weren't surrounded by graves, and now you are. How long have you been stepping on dead folks, fully unaware?
Let's observe a grave.
A wood board, bleached white. Unknown. The word was painted on black by a steady hand, each letter signed with a flourish. Whoever made this memorial had more compassion than money.
Hold a moment of silence.
You're already quiet, so maybe it's silly. But you instill that silence with intent. What else could someone do?
Be still.
A sparrow calls. Seems birds don't have much respect for the dead. You notice the grave marker isn't dug into the ground, just propped up on a tree. Looks nicer now, but unmoored as these markers are, this grave in front of this tree, does this memorial even belong to it?
We need a sixth.
She told you, beckoning from
What's
the
in the
steps
seance?
of a great dark mansion. And just like that, you found yourself sitting with strangers around a velvet-draped table. Her voice is reedy and high, modulated by the tight collar of her Victorian dress.
Join hands, everyone.
All right.
Your host keeps her eyes closed as she beseeches the spirits of the dead. But everyone else around the table lets one lingering, awkward glance bounce around between them. You sense they're just about done humoring her when it happens. A deep, nasty thump beneath the table.
Uh-oh, she faking.
The whole table starts to shake, threatening to lift right off the ground. And then, the staid candle flames start flickering like mad, casting ghastly shadows on the walls.
I'm gonna keep holding.
And then, a viciously cold wind cuts through the parlor like sharpened ice.
I'm gonna keep holding.
The damned candles are dancing in midair around you now, singeing a hair here and there off the coiffed heads of these well-heeled guests. You notice your host across the table has her eyes open wider than they should go. A rivulet of blood dripping from her nose.
Keep holding.
When you come to your senses, sunrise has begun to creep in. The parlor is empty but for you and the woman in the old-fashioned dress, who slumped dejectedly over the table.
He didn't show up. All that sound and fury, and no sign of his spirit.
Move on. I like that one, the seance. Alright, it's all the way down there. That's our last stop for the night. Probably hit the city and then that camp. Oh wait, hold on. There's a story over there. Alright. Search.
The racetrack lawn is a sea of hats. Boaters, bowlers, berets, and cloches. Nearby, some gentlemen mumble to each other.
That she-demon Petunia. She wins another race. I'm out of house and home.
Bet straight on Petunia.
You slide coins under a steel lattice window. Someone on the other side takes the cash and pushes a ticket in your direction without
Let's
a
watch
word.
the race.
horses run inches apart and kick up dust thicker than a morning fog. You depend on excited folks with binoculars to narrate the action. As the herd rounds a bend, you glimpse Petunia on the outside. She gallops with pride and determination.
I'm gonna cheer for Petunia.
You hoot and holler for that fierce filly. Petunia falls behind on bends, but drives ahead in straights. She sprints around the home turn into a dead heat with a frenzied colt. The crowd stands on their toes. The finish line nears.
Come on, Petunia, you can do it.
Petunia tears past the wire. The gentleman you overheard earlier stomps on his fedora. As a judge adorns Petunia with a wisteria garland, she sniffs his pockets in search of treats.
That's an exciting story. I want to try hitchhiking to this city. I don't want to like walk all the way over there.
Got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when I'm cold,
I'm gonna be there.
and empty,
I guess I don't really need a hitchhike. Alright, let's hit these two stories. Miami. And then we'll camp. Alright, so let's see.
well, I'm gonna cast
There are people shouting and laughing inside this restaurant, and a man sitting alone on the porch like a statue. When you sit beside him, he gives you a weak grin. Look at us. Tired? I get so tired. Can't even celebrate a job done.
What job?
WPA, planting trees. He tells you about the hours he spends digging holes in the sun. Collapse has been hard on folks, but I didn't have a job before all this. Now I'm doing good. Kinda glad things went to shit. He hesitates. Is that wrong, do you think?
Nah, I think it's fine.
His head sinks onto his chest. I'm never sure, though, he says. Never completely sure. Then he glances up, forces a smile. In awkward apology, he makes you a gift of half his sandwich. Jesus, I'm really pulling down the mood.
Yeah, you are. How's my health doing? No, I'm good all around. Not really sleepy.
The wind
Ooh.
nearly tears the farmhouse door off its frame. Somebody left this place quick. Didn't take much with them. Dense books, tin kitchenware,
Look around.
broken ceramic, all scattered like a tornado hit. Just out front, an iron pot hangs over a stamped-out campfire. Under the lid, game and potatoes in a congealed broth. Leftovers, but plenty for one, and no older than a day or two.
Let's eat it.
The meal is mush and salt. Something catches in your teeth. A single strand of hair, bristly, black.
We're gonna squat.
You climb onto a cotton mattress loaded down with warm quilts, elevated by a wood bed frame. Luxuries.
Go to sleep.
As you drift off, the wind pulls the door open. The sharp, drawn-out creak, creak, creak forces you wide awake. A faint sound. Some wild animal? Just the wind? A voice? The same sound, repeated. A word. Tailipo. Tailipo.
I'm gonna sit up.
The open door frames the partial silhouette of a ragged creature. Inside your head, somebody else's words ring out in your own voice. Taily-po, taily-po. Who has my taily-po?
It's not me. I don't have it.
Some heaviness presses down upon your chest. In front of you, 2 green orbs, followed by a smell foul as the grave. Yes, you have.
Blackout.
You wake up in a
Health.
pile of debris. Wood boards, roof tiles, broken furniture. Whole farmhouse must have come down. Long scratches cover your arms and legs, still red and raw.
Oh. Alright, so I lost some health there. What do I do with this? I got all these items. I don't really know what to do with these. Oh, this tells me everything that I've, It's a big gap right there. Let's hear a story. You share this bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey, he blurts suddenly, turning toward you. Want to hear a good story? Sure. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the taxi which shows its riders the future, confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together. You suddenly realize that he's told you a twisted version of the story about the odd, silent taxicab in Boston, but massively changed, with whole new chunks you don't remember. Stroop, the old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back toward the road, and with that, the conversation seems over. Alright, let's get something to eat in Miami. Let's earn some money. Let's panhandle. No trading from this city today. Maybe they're all broke. You better believe it, too. You haven't seen anyone in hours who looks like they know where their next dinner's coming from. Let's look at the store. Ooh, mojito. Blue. Let's get a blue plate special. Whoa! I wiped out my money. Let's explore.
You've enjoyed a break on the beach, staring off the edge of the world. But the sun is starting to go down, and the breeze is getting stronger. As you're about to stand, a man plonks down near you. He sits a polite distance off, but looks at you expectantly.
I'm gonna greet him.
He smiles weakly. I just got fired. First Spanish-American radio host in the state, and they fired me. They needed to make cuts, I get that, but I'm twice the... He trails off. I don't know what I'm going to tell my wife.
I'm gonna be sympathetic. I feel for you, buddy.
I could try the docks, but there's already more men than jobs, and I could barely support the family on what they pay. He hangs his head. And my boy, I can't bring myself to tell them. I don't know what to do.
I'll sit with you.
He calms as the sun drops below the horizon. An expanse of darkness is ahead of you. Turning back to the lights of the city reminds you that the world hasn't gone away. After a long silence, he speaks. It's never going to get better, is it?
No, I'm gonna give you hope.
It takes you a moment to notice his sobbing over the noise of the waves. I've got to tell them, haven't I? I'll go to the port in the morning and see if they'll take me. You can no longer make him out in the dark, but his hand touches your shoulder as he leaves.
I did a good thing. Yeah, I don't have any money though, so I can't get anywhere. As far as that food wiped out my whole fucking bank. Dupree. You mean Dupree.
You look good, honey. You got a light?
Got a light?
You like a good story?
Yeah, I do.
I like to hear about people and make bets with them.
Alright.
I like to hear about the weird, handsome people. Get convinced by the rich jackasses who'll play blackjack and lose into the night. Dames who I want to be around furious people who use me and I use them. Are you one, stranger?
I can be.
Come close to me. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
I got the one about the shooters. That's like a movie.
Honey, thrills is the stuff I live on. That one will keep me going. The law? I can get by with the law.
The law. I'm
The law thinks I'm a victim, a sad girl of the streets, a damaged girl, a girl who ain't got no fate and whose daddy didn't love her. My daddy's dead, and all cops are in my pocket, stranger. I will tell you that if I tell you anything. The law is bad for us Roman kids. It does not serve us. But you learn to get that sad, pale girl on. They love that. Sometimes you gotta promise them something more, and... well, I don't say it's pleasant, but you born in a body. Sometimes people treat you like you need the power taken from it.
Yeah.
Hey, got any exciting stories?
Like the movies. This is pretty exciting. How the fuck?
You know, I get cleared out now and then.
You weren't impressed by that?
Like being hit in the stomach, like being slapped up good and proper when you watch the chips move away from you. My portrait's on every good casino's wall, sweetheart. But I always, because I can't lose. And I won't. And I'll take everything you got, and losing ain't shit to me when I can get back up. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
Yeah. It's not really ghosts. That one's pretty ghostly. Let's see. This is a ghost. You should like this.
Sounds like you're trying to
What?
sell me something with a sad
Bro,
tale.
there's literally a ghost in the
If you
story.
want to do that, honey, you gotta make it seem real.
I guess
I
'cause
don't
it's
know
too
if you've
fake.
been on the road that long, stranger. 'Cause you ain't got that exhaustion in your face about moving 'cause you have to. Sometimes you just can't with people. And you, well, you look so hungry for talk right now.
Maybe.
Sometimes I'm in a hold'em with 5 other people and I look around and I think, I ain't been alone for 5 hours, and I might set fire to this whole place and walk out of here. You ain't there yet. I wanna laugh. And today, honey, I laugh easy.
You want to make it laugh? These guys are funny.
Oh, oh, I can't breathe. Oh, you're killing me, honey. That was fantastic.
Glad you think
I
so.
remember my stepdaddy. He had a soft touch for me. A handsome, low-voiced man. Mom never did trust me around him. He taught me how to grift. All you need is that light touch, he said. And look 'em in the eyes and tell 'em the truth they want. And you know, I always was good at that after. I know what it's like to have those eyes turn towards you and make you feel like everything. And then to be in the cold and dark when they turn away.
Yeah.
Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or...
I mean, I don't see... I'll tell you the story. I don't think that's what you want to hear, though.
Quit it, stranger. That sweet nonsense will...
Yeah.
I used to think it was adventure, you know? Conversations, curiosity that made me road trip casino to backroom across these United States, but it's the thrill. God, yes.
The thrill!
Gosh, the suckers. I love to watch suckers lose. You know, you'd love it too if you came and saw that burning pit in their stomach. It's the want, you see?
You see? I see.
It's beautiful. Next time, let's up the stakes, shall we?
Sure.
Why don't we spend some time with bourbon and
she's back
five-card
up in,
stud? You bring the bourbon, of course. And when the
She's in
moon's full,
Tallahassee.
I might let you in on some secrets on life. Have you any?
I'll see you there. Alright, well. Hold on, let's listen to this story and then we'll stop. It's right here, we might as well. It's this guy again. Through a tale about the Devil of Leeds, confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together. Wait a second. The winged goat by the pristine water. Massively changed. It's true. Okay. Hopefully this like saves on its own, cause yeah. I'm gonna assume it did. I don't know. Alright. Quit. Are you sure you want to leave? Yes, I do. Okay. Well, this game's cool so far. I'm digging it. It makes me a little sleepy though, because you're just listening to people tell stories, and yeah, you're just like, oh, you know. But it's cool. I'm glad I'm finally getting around to playing it. It's fairly interesting. Let's see here. I think I'll go ahead and let's raid. Who should we raid? Who should we raid? Who should we raid? I don't know. How about we raid? It looks like Rogue Spike is playing some Baldur's Gate, and it's also his birthday, so we can go in there. That could be cool. That could be a good raid. So we'll start that. Yeah, I'm gonna be live on Thursday with some Hades. Getting back to that. Getting my ass kicked. But gotta go ahead and raid in. So I will see you all later. Bye.